Welcome everyone. In this video, I will review the E100 weak spots and armor profile. With that said, let's get started with the front of the tank in the lower plate. The lower plate of the E100 is very critical because if you pan through here in the midsection, you can knock out the engine of this tank completely or set the tank on fire if you are shooting heat ammunition types. In the upper plate to the left side and to the right side, we have here the radio operator and we have here the driver below his driver's hatch. So if you are managing to pan the upper plate of this tank, here you will most likely eliminate the radio operator and the driver of this tank. Let's go on to the left side of this tank. In the turret here at the front we have the gunner below this rangefinder here. At the back behind him we have the loader and behind him we have the ammo compartment here. In the hall we have in the midsection ammo compartment, even more ammo storage here below the turret in the midsection. At the back we have the engine and here we have fuel tank storage of this tank. So if you want to set a tank on fire from the side, just try to aim here where he below his exhaust system, as you can see. Try to aim here. Let's run to the rear side of the tank. In the turret to the left side hand corner and to the right side hand corner we have a more ammo compartment here. At the back of the engine bay we have here the obviously the engine bay and here fuel tank storage, and in the lower side we have the engine. So yes, let's run to the right side of the tank. In the turret we have here the commander below the cupola, his mini cupola here. Behind him we have the loader because this tank has two loaders, and behind the loader we have ammo rack compartment here. In the hull we have the same configuration with ammo rack compartment here, engine here, and fuel tank storage here. So let's go now and check the armor of this tank. If you are facing a tank like this on a flat surface, he will have around in the turret 295 from 295 millimeters of armor protection to 305 millimeter here. The upper plate of this tank is impenetrable with 330 26 and 30 millimeters of armor protection. The lower plate of this tank has got around 250 millimeters of armor protection. The engine bay of this tank here is overmatchable with 122 millimeter caliber guns above, but you have to be really tall to see down on his engine bay. Other than that, you will just not see this weak spot. In the top of the turret we have a bar which has got around 200 millimeters of armor protection here, which can be easily penetrated. But again, if you are not a tall tank, you will not see his bar of this on the top of the turret. In the gun mantlet, he has around 300 millimeters of armor protection on the left side, upper side 300, other side 300, and the lower side is just impenetrable, so around 500. Let's switch to visual to see better here. So 300 here, 300 close to the gun, around all the way up, 300, and here just unpenetrable. In the turret 290, 95, 300, so it's easily to pan at this corner here, this triangle here easily because the armor is thinner here, and obviously here 295, 300. Let's go now and check the side of this tank. Let's switch back to live here. In the turret he will have around 170, from 170 to 75 here, 150 here when the turret starts, 315 to 303. Really well protected turret side. In the hull he will have around 180, 196, 80, 81 here, 240, 200, and below the tracks 160. This tank has got side skirts. Let's switch to visual to see better. This means heat ammunition will be absorbed and HE and hash ammunition types will do really small amount of damage because the explosion will happen in the side skirt and not in the main armor of the tank. So at the rear side where the engine has 175, 80 here, at the turret 152, so really well angled, even armored, even from the back of the tank. Other side same configuration with 171, 75 here, same configuration in the hull, and 160 here. The tank in side scraping position, the tank is really good because of the side skirt and spaced armor. It can side scrape really well. So yeah, the conclusion about this tank has really good armor protection in the turret here. Gun mantlet 295 here, 295, 300 here, 200 millimeter of at this bar, but this is, if you're not a tall tank you will just not see The gun mantlet has around 300 here, 300, 300 here, unpenetrable. Lower plate 250, upper plate 335, so it's just really unpenetrable if you are not shooting heat ammunition. Good angling with this side skirt, really good. You can bait the enemy, and this is really good for the E100. Really well armored tank. So yes, thank you guys for watching.